Guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I decided to do an olive winter makeup look, and I used two palettes. I used the Anastasia Beverly Hills Prism palette, and where's the other palette that I used? Oh, here it is. I also used the Fenty Beauty palette, and I've actually used these two palettes in my New Year's, I think it was a New Year's Eve makeup look. So yeah, these are the two palettes that I use. If you guys want to see how I got this makeup look, then please keep watching. So I'm going in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Prism palette. I'm using two different palettes for this look. I'm going to take the shade Unity, which is this shade right here, and I'm going to be blending that out in my crease. I actually had to do a voiceover for the rest of the video because it got noisy in my house. But right now I'm taking this brown shade from the Prism palette, and I'm just putting that in the inner and outer corner of my eyes. And I'm going to be creating like a halo eyeshadow look with this, and I'm just blending it back and forth, repeating the same steps on the other eye. I'm taking this shade from the Fenty Beauty palette. It's like a olive shimmery shade, and I'm using my finger to apply this just because if I use an eyeshadow flat brush, it's not gonna pick up the product. So I figured with this palette you really do have to use your fingers. So I'm just applying this in the center of my eye, and then after that I'm going to be blending the brown shades from the inner and outer corner of my eyes into the olives. That way everything is blended together. So I decided I want a little bit of color in it, and I put Saturn where the brown shades are, and I don't think it really made a difference because later on I added some black. But I'm just blending that into the olive shade that's in the center of my eyelid. I'm also taking this up in the crease, and I'm adding more. Actually, no, this is when I started adding the black. And then I'm blending that out on the outer corner because I wanted it to be a little bit more smoked out and elongated because I knew that my eyeliner was going to be pretty long and dragged out. So I just wanted to make everything even on both sides and just blending that out. For eyeliner, I'm using the Tarteist liner as always. Also, I did my primer, foundation, and concealer off camera just to save some time because I always use the same products. I use the Too Faced Warm Nude foundation with the Fenty Beauty Shade 300 foundation. I look crazy, but right now I'm using the Too Faced Born This Way setting powder. And I had expressed, or explained I should say, in my Best of 2017 Beauty Favorites that I love this setting powder because it's very like lightweight. I do look pale right now because I just put on concealer, so you know my concealer is pretty light, but in person I look actually more yellow. But yeah, so I'm just setting everywhere that I concealed. And for bronzer, let me turn my phone on vibrate. For bronzer, I'm going to be using the Benefit Hoola bronzer. This is the travel size one that I mentioned in my last video. It's like the small. I'm going to finish this up before I use the actual full size. So I'm taking my Morphe Y4 brush, which is the angled brush, and I'm just now hitting pan, and I've been using this since October. So, to set off, and I'm doing like circular motions up until like the cheek, like the apple of the cheek. And I like it really intense by the ear. And then I just blend it out going towards like my nose area. So now, this is what I was trying to say, that at first I didn't think the Hoola bronzer was going to be like good enough for my skin complexion, but like I said, when I put on my concealer and then I put on the Hoola bronzer and then I blend everything together, now I don't look as like pale. Get the jawline and then do under my chin. And right above my chin, right here, because it makes my chin look like appear smaller because like of the shadow, the illusion of a shadow. Tap that off. I go right under my nose, straight across, so it makes my nose look shorter. And then I want to take, or I like to take, an angled eyeshadow brush that I always use. If I can find it. It looks like this. It's like shading a little bit. It looks like that, and I like to use this to contour my nose. And I start from up here and then I bring it down. And when I bring it down, I do like a curve like that. I don't do it straight down. I kind of just follow like the shape of my nose. Lately, I've been wanting like a little heavier contour, especially when you do like smoky eyes like this. I prefer a more intense contour. So now for blush, I'm going in with a blush kit by Anastasia Beverly Hills in Gradient, which looks like this. Open it, it has a sheet on top, so I'm going to take that off. And here are the shades. I'm going to use my Morphe Y2 brush, which is the blush brush. And for this look, I think I'm going to use a little bit of this shade right here. Just a little bit. Tap it off and smile. And then I blend into the bronzer. That's very pigmented. Okay. So I think my blush is too much, which is why I barely wear blush. So I'm taking a powder brush and just blending this. And it has nothing on it, so. Now I'm going to, what do I want to do next? I'm going to go back to my eyes. I'm going to take the Kat Von D. It's a lip liner, but I use this as eyeliner on my waterline to open up the eyes. It's in the shade Swanley, and it's like a nude shade like this. I used to use Tarte Fake Awake, but I ran out and then I had this, so I just wanted to use this. I prefer to use this because it opens up my eyes, and I used to like black eyeliner on my waterline, but I really don't like it anymore. I think to smoke out the waterline, I'm going to use my bronzer, my Hoola bronzer, because I want like a light brown shade. I don't want anything too heavy because I hate a heavy under eye. I hate it so much. It still has a little bit of brown shadow on here. And I just take it halfway. Just a little bit. Okay. Now, for highlight, I'm going to use Artist Couture Illuminati. This I bought at my job, and this is like, I used it yesterday, but I really like this highlight. So first, before I do that, I'm going to set my face with MAC Fix Plus because this highlight is like a loose powder. So it's gonna look dry if I don't like spray my face. I want it to look kind of metallic. There you go. Now I don't feel as dry. So as I said in my last video, my favorite highlighter brush, the Morphe M500. I'm taking a little bit of Illuminati. Oh, that's a lot. Whatever. That's it right there. And taking this on the temples and on the highest points of my cheeks. I'll take some, put on my forehead. And a little bit more. There we go. On my nose. My Cupid's bow. And then I'm just gonna blend that out. I'm gonna look extra glowy. And my chin. For the inner tear duct of my eye, I'm going to use, where is it? I'm going to use Lucid from the Prism palette. When you do that, that just opens up the eyes. I'm gonna go back, set my face again. Now, I'm going to set my brows with the NYX Brow Mascara in the shade Brunette. So I'm going to put my lashes on off camera and I will be right back. For the lip, I'm going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills lipstick in Rust. And I actually like these lipsticks because they're very, they're matte but they're creamy, so they're not drying. I haven't worn a dark lip in a long time. So that's the completed look. I hope you guys enjoyed this makeup tutorial. I'm going to show you guys how the eye look looks up close. So this is a completed look. I hope you guys enjoyed this makeup tutorial. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.